Okay, so this is part 2 of weekly vlog 19. I was just telling you about what I was doing with my students about the validation. So I took time after we watched the film and discussed it and everything, and I spoke over each one of my students. Now, in my mind, I didn't even think of it as validation. I wasn't thinking of it in those terms. I just used that word because that's what we were talking about, and that's what the subject matter was of the short film that we watched. But in essence, what I was really doing is I was really prophesying over them. And I've done it before, in past years with different classes. And it was something that I just had on my heart to do. And I felt that it was very important to do that. And not only have I done it before with a class, I've done it just on an individual level with different students that I've had. But I really wanted to do that to really demonstrate to them what validation really is. And it's not something, I know some people think of validation and think, oh, well, it's not that important, or it's petty, or you don't need validation from man. You only get it from God. But my thing is, God speaks through people. So you need to hear it from someone, because a lot of times God's going to use a person to speak into someone's life. And it is important, and it's not petty. And I will also say that I know a few weeks ago I said that one of my little soapbox issues that I haven't spoken of yet is something that I'm going to make a vlog about, and I am, because it's related to a project that I'm doing, a photography project that I'm doing, and I am going to talk a lot about that. But validation is a large part of it too. When someone is growing up, or I'll just use myself for example, you grow up not having a lot of friends, you grow up feeling very insecure for all kinds of different reasons. You grow up not even knowing whether you're talented, or talented enough, or smart enough, or pretty enough, or if you're even pretty. And I know that I'm not the only person that has grown up feeling those things. And so when someone comes along and says, you know what, you're great, you're a wonderful person, you're beautiful, or you're so smart, or you've got such talent, I'm going to say it because I really believe it, that can do something that can change the course of someone's life. It really can, to get that from someone. And I told my students, I said I didn't really get that a lot as a kid, and I wanted to make sure that there was not a child that came across my path that I didn't take the time to give that to them. Because you never know. I could be the only person that has said something like that to them. And so I didn't ever want to miss an opportunity to do that. So I did. And I wasn't really prepared for some of the reactions that I got, though I'm not really surprised. The reactions were, some of them almost cried, and some of them came up to me later and gave me a hug and told me that they loved me and thanked me for saying those things to them. Some of them said, wow, it's cool that you said that, because I feel like that is what I'm meant to do, or that's what I'm doing right now. And I had someone even say, no one's told me that before. So I know that means something. I know that is something important. Well, anyway, getting back to this. I have not been teaching for 30 years like my mom. I've only been teaching for 15. In some way, shape, or form. I've been teaching voice privately for 15 years. I just finished my 9th year teaching at Masters Academy. And these last couple of years have been great. My first couple of years were great. The middle years were pretty much awful. And I had some times where I really thought that maybe I should just quit my job. And it wasn't because I hated the kids or anything like that. It was because different things happened. Different things were said. Circumstances came up that really had me questioning whether I should be a teacher, if I was a good teacher, if I was wasting my time, if I was wasting everyone else's time, and whether I should just do everyone a favor and just quit. So I had a couple of years in the middle there that were like that. And I wrote a blog post years ago about one particular day that was awful, absolutely awful, and it took me a couple of years to get over how bad that day was. But anyway, I spend a lot of time second-guessing myself, and when I do that, sorry, I got a text. I had to close that. When I do that, I try immediately to remember what my personal goal is. I know that a school, when you're working for a school, they have goals, and it's like you've got to meet these goals, you've got to meet these standards or whatever. Otherwise, you're not a good teacher or whatever. But I have my own personal goal, and my personal goal, it's important for me to meet that every year. That's what's most important to me. And that goal is to finish the year knowing that I had some sort of impact on somebody's life. Not that, okay, well, I made sure that I was the most organized teacher, or made sure that I covered all the material that I was supposed to, made sure that I made everything super, super fun, or I was extra, extra creative with my lesson plans. And I'm not saying those things aren't important, they are. But sometimes I drop the ball on that stuff. And it took me a couple of years to realize dropping the ball on that stuff is not, that's not what makes me worth something as a person, or not worth something as a person. If I can reach someone, though, if I can be an influence in a child's life, that speaks volumes, because that's me planting a seed that is going to grow for years and years and years. And that's the kind of stuff that I really do believe that God sees me doing, and it's making an impact, an eternal impact, not just a temporal impact. So if I was ever doubting that and thinking, well, maybe that's just a bunch of fluff and I don't need to be concerned about that, or going back again with, oh gosh, I wish I were a better teacher, blah, 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 my doubts were quelled on Monday night. And I'm just going to read to you this little booklet that I showed you. I had no idea that my students were doing this. And some of these students that wrote in this, I didn't teach this year. So I'm just going to read it. You are super amazing. You are a great teacher and a fun friend. I love you. You are such an amazing person, Mrs. Bradshaw. I love being in your classes. They are so much fun. I love your hair. It's amazing. You are absolutely wonderful. I love you tons. Mrs. Bradshaw somehow managed to help me pass music theory too. That definitely deserves a validation. Good job accomplishing the impossible. Mrs. Bradshaw, you're such an awesome teacher. I'm sad that I didn't get to have you as a teacher this year until the end of the year. I love you so much, and I think you're the best. You are an awesome teacher and a great artist. I'm going to miss your classes a lot. Mrs. Bradshaw, you're amazing, awesome, talented, beautiful, and sweet. I love you. Mrs. Bradshaw, even though I haven't known you long, I can tell that you are the sweetest person ever. I hope I have you as a teacher again. You are such a sweet person. You can really see that people love you. I think you are an amazing person. You see the beauty in people, and that is a great quality. I'm going to try and hold it together here and not cry. Mrs. B, I love you a lot. You have been such an awesome teacher. I look forward to future years with you. You are so talented, from photography to singing. God gave you awesome gifts. I love you. Hey, Mrs. B, what a wonderful person you are. I find it amazing that you can think of such wonderful things to say to all of us. I have enjoyed being your student all these years. You're a very knowledgeable, organized, fun, and compassionate person, and you are a blessing to everyone who knows you. Lots of love. Thank you for being a wonderful teacher. Mrs. Bradshaw, you are the best, and I love you. Thank you for being such an amazing teacher and a sweet woman. We love you. Dear Mrs. Bradshaw, you are an amazing and beautiful woman. You are such a huge inspiration to all of us. Mrs. Bradshaw, I am so lucky to have you as a teacher and a friend. And she underlined so. Thank you for being so amazingly awesome. Mrs. Bradshaw, you inspire me in so many ways. You are amazing, with double underlines. I'm glad to say you're my teacher. The kind words you've said to me touched me. Stay awesome. Thank you so much for teaching me. You rock. You are awesome. You rock. Again, thanks for being such an awesome teacher. You're awesome. And another student just said, I love you. And several others just signed it. I can't tell you what that has done to my heart. I can't tell you how much it means to me. And if any of my students are watching this, I'm saying this directly to you. You don't know. You don't know the kind of mental battles I've had and emotional battles I've had since I've been a teacher. You don't know. And doing that for me on Monday night, that brought such healing to me. Such healing. It really did. And I owe all of you a debt of gratitude, because you played a part in healing my heart. And I just want to say that I love you too, very, very much. I couldn't love you more if you were my own children. And I thank you, and I pray such rich and sweet blessings over each and every one of you. And I hope to see some of you again next year. So that's it. That's my long 26-minute vlog for this week. I promise next week won't be that long. It'll probably be the short bits of nothing as they were before. Remember, vlog number 1, I said it's probably going to be about a whole lot of nothing. Well, this one wasn't. This one was about something. But I hope all of you have a great rest of the week, because I was too tired to do this last night, which was already too late. So it's now Wednesday. So I hope the rest of your week and your weekend is awesome. And I will see you on Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, whatever. It's whatever.